Welcome and thank you everybody for spending your afternoon with us. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Sandra, and we are here on our show today. We have Mike Oakland, who is from Horizon Inspection, and later on the show, we'll have Bob Morken, who is from Complete Flooring LLC, and talk to us a little bit about roofing. Sorry, about flooring. I don't think you want to put carpet on your roof. Man, I'm funny today. Okay, we got Mike here. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. Good. Doing well.
Okay, so how's the business?
Oh, but it's terrible. It's just inflation is horrific. Seasonal slowdown. I'm totally kidding. No complaints. I love it. Love what I do and love who I do it for.
Are you seeing any unique trends this time of the year?
Unique trends this time of year? Man, everyone's decorating their house for Halloween. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey, I was actually going to ask you about that.
You'd think that the Walking Dead are coming out of the grave and walking the neighborhoods early. And there's been a few crawl spaces that I think I've seen a few zombies in, but I don't think it had anything to do with October.
You know, I actually was seriously going to ask you about this being decorating season because a lot of people have framed stucco houses.
That's so true.
And they are putting holes in the stucco, right, to hang stuff. So talk to us a little bit about like why that is such a bad idea. Yeah,
unless you like doing water damage repair, I mean, if you're into that, then by all means don't let me dissuade you. But yeah, putting holes in your stucco siding and allowing water penetration behind the material and into the wall cavities,
right,
it's just not recommended. So yeah, interior wall framing and rain are bad bedfellows.
Right. So is there a better option for people that do want to hang decorations?
Oh gosh, gotta have to go see hang decorations do that. I know that there's different products out there on the market that don't actually cause surface damage to the walls, or you can use fasteners that have a weather tight sealants. So if someone's going to do traditional fasteners, nail screws or whatever, at least patch it up and repair it when you're done. If you're going to leave those fasteners in there, you're taking a big risk.
Okay.
So I would find something that's a non-penetrative, not going to go right through the stucco into the wall cavity.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on my little basics, little things. How are you in the loop doing around the country, around the city? A lot of business all through Tucson?
Yeah, I mean, the phones. I mean, gosh, ever since we started this radio thing, phones have blown up. It's been great. You guys are obviously getting some good reach. It's been nice.
That's awesome.
I think the people we have on the show are really good at what they do. And once they find out, and first thing they hear you and realize that you guys know what you're talking about. And then when you guys go out there and show them, it makes it easier for us when they come on, whoever's on our show.
We did an inspection for a client. It was a referral from kind of originated here. When it's all said and done, the agent was so impressed. She asked us to go to her house and inspect the ceiling with our infrared camera below a toilet that had been leaking. Because it was a very, very good experience overall. Good. So
great. So now I need to know, did they fix the leak?
They did. So yeah,
awesome.
We were able to use the moisture meter alongside of the toilet, use infrared from below to see where the water stain had been repaired, and yeah. I actually loaned out a secondary camera to a realtor who had a significant problem with a water leak in the garage. And so she used one of our infrared cameras to just monitor the drying process to make sure that everything was tied up. So,
great idea.
That's awesome.
It was a little courtesy we did there just because, hey, helping them out.
That's great. Hey, one of the things you had mentioned to us before we started the show was about inspection agreements. And those are required by law to have those in place.
Yes, a home inspector is really, any insurance agent will tell you that you shouldn't begin the inspection until the pre-inspection agreement paperwork is signed around. It's also really important that the client, it's really, really, really important to read it because you want to make sure you know what is my inspector doing, what are they not doing.
Right.
And the most common point of conflict anywhere in any industry, doesn't matter if it's a restaurant, a car shop, doesn't matter, is unmet expectations. So if a client doesn't read the agreement and they don't know what standards of practice that the inspector is inspecting to, they're not familiar with that, they don't ask questions like, what does this paragraph mean? Just ask. I mean, we're inspectors, we're not lawyers. We're happy to answer your question. And I've yet to meet an inspector who's grouchy, who isn't willing to explain his report or his agreement. They're all very reasonable. They're written in layman's terms. So just ask. Read the agreement before you sign it. Ask your questions and make sure that you're clear what they're doing.
I've actually heard people say, after reading a the agreement, because it does tell not only what you are doing, but what you're not, doing. And they'll be like, well, what is it that you're looking at? But you're looking at hundreds of items on the house.
Yeah, I actually have one thing in my report form that I'll say is like, because I want to get ahead of that. I'll say the list of items and things that a home inspector is looking at is far too long to list here.
Mm-hmm.
It's more practical to show the systems that are not being inspected.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, and then I can give like a home security systems or like low voltage lighting in the yard or like a below grade storm drain. I mean, I don't think they teach x-ray vision in home inspector school. Maybe they are now.
Yeah.
But when I went through, they weren't. So if I could pick a superpower,
that would be
it would be
huh?
x-ray vision. That would be the one. But I don't want to see people's knickers. I just want to see into the wall. I just want to see it past
Fair
walls
enough.
and ceilings, and that's all.
That would make your job a lot easier, actually, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, and some people think that infrared is like X-ray, and it's not. It shows you the surface temperatures. It lets you just see a thermal differential between what might be happening behind the wall or behind a particular material. But sometimes it looks like X-ray, but it's not.
Okay.
So infrared, is that a standard practice today with home inspectors, or what percentage of inspectors do you think are actually using the infrared?
Well, first, in answering in order, no, it's not standard. It is optional. It really it doesn't. I don't think in Arizona it requires a certification or training to use. Any home inspector hypothetically could use it. I think they open up a lot of liability if they don't have some kind of training. But as far as percentage of those who use it, man, that's a good guess. I'd say probably on the high end, 20%, maybe 30%.
Really?
I don't think it's that many. I can't really say, I can't quantify that. All I know is that there's realtors who I run into all the time who say, wow, I've never seen anyone use an infrared like that before. And it's maybe what they mean is they don't see people use it the way that I use it or as often. I don't know. But it is kind of its own set of mindset. Once an inspector starts using infrared, they very rarely go back to about it.
And which, what is that infrared going to tell you? I know it's going to tell you if you have water intrusion, heat loss.
Yeah, heat loss. You can see missing insulation. In fact, I saw that today, just a couple hours ago. I saw a wall that had no insulation in a shape of a window. It's like there used to be a window here. I can see it.
Wow.
I can see this closet had been put in where there had been a window. There's no insulation and there's unconditioned space on the other side. Yeah, this is a heat sink. So the infrared was able to see it, and I mean, the naked eye would see drywall. You'd see the back of the closet. That's all you would see. But a quick scan with the infrared, like, whoa, hello. You can see the framing and the heat coming through. I'm like, interesting. What do we got? And then you try to find your way past maybe stored items or shit, like, what's going on here? What's going on behind this? And then you're like, there's no insulation.
And electrical, too. That's going to help you out in that electric panel.
Yeah, electric panel, or even really hot spots at an outlet or switch. You might see a hot connection in the wall. So I've seen that too.
Everyone, you're listening to Michael Oakland, who is a certified master inspector for Horizon Inspections. We're headed to the break right now, so keep listening, and we hope you stay with us for a little bit. We're having a great time. We want to make sure you understand that you are listening to the I Am Real Estate Show on KVOI 1030 AM. Welcome back to the I Am Real Estate Show with Ray and Sandra. We're here with the certified master inspector, Mike Oakland of Horizon Inspection. No, I couldn't remember the darn name.
Horizon. Everyone always says Horizon Home Inspections. I'm pretty sure that's another company somewhere. But, why wouldn't you think that? I mean, Horizon Home Inspection is pretty common now.
We're just reminding ourselves what you do for a living.
Yes.
It's
Horizon Inspections. It's like, if you abbreviate it, it just says hi.
There you go.
Oh, my gosh. Sorry. Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. People with attics. How often do you think these people need to look at their attics and pay attention to it?
You like addicted to what? Oh, you said attics, not addicts. Okay, sorry. All right, attics.
We don't
Twice a year. Wait. Collect yourself. Twice a year is probably a good idea. So I probably do the first attic inspection, not the whiz quiz. That's a different kind of attic. An attic inspection, I'd say after the first hard rain of the year. So monsoon season comes in, bam, hits your house with a nice big bucket of water. Stick your head in the attic and see what you got. Use a high-powered flashlight, and maybe if you can kind of Jackie Chan your way through there, look for any roof penetration, see if you have any water coming in.
Okay, you say Jackie Chan because if you don't step in the right spot, you're going through the ceiling,
well,
right?
you kind of need to know how to walk through an attic, yeah.
Yeah,
If
so
you don't know
not-
what you're doing,
we're not
do not
endorsing
step
that.
on the drywall. Do not step on the drywall. You will fall through the ceiling, and it will be a very, very embarrassing TikTok video.
We don't necessarily have a lot of attic space in a lot of the homes that are built here. So
Right.
construction's just a little bit different in Arizona than it is in a lot of other parts of the country. You want to speak to kind of some of the unique construction that we have here?
Yeah, sure. In many parts of the country, like foundation systems are going to have like a poured, like pier and post kind of foundation system. Here in Arizona, it's almost everywhere you're going to see is post-tension slabs or just
Yes.
traditional non-post-tension, just traditional slabs, monolithic slabs. Another thing is we have a lot of systems that have flat roofs without an attic. So whether it be a manufactured home that has like a vaulted ceiling with no attic structure,
Right.
or whether it's like just a Santa Fe style house with a flat roof and parapet walls and scupper drains for draining the roof off, you don't have an attic to traverse. So you've got still pre-engineered wood I-beams usually is how those are being put together. But it's very common to have homes that don't even have an attic.
A lot of the older homes, you may have a little bit of a crawl space underneath them. I think around the university, you'll
man.
find that.
Yeah, Snake Central. Ooh, yeah, super fun. Yeah, rats and snakes and scorpions, tarantulas. It's the best time of year for that, right? October, by the way, for anyone's listening, it's October. So yeah, if you want to have a fun time, jump into your crawl space under your house. I'd probably do that a couple times a year too. Again, take a respirator, wear gloves, nice big high-powered flashlight, and maybe even a stick, because you want to make sure if you find something funny down there that that you're not completely unarmed.
That just sounds horrible.
No,
I
it
will
is.
not
It
be
is.
doing
It is.
that.
Yeah, I think the worst thing I've encountered in a crawl space is a very angry sea otter.
Okay, that was not in Tucson.
That was not in Tucson. That was not in Tucson.
Okay, we're just checking.
Yeah, that was just no sea otters here.
So we also have a lot of different types of siding or exterior to the home.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of that kind of goes by the age of the house as well, whether it's the adobe,
Yeah,
the burnt adobe,
yeah.
slump block. More commonly,
Yeah.
anything that's built today, it's too expensive to use those materials. You're probably all frame stucco
Yeah,
on new construction.
I see that quite a bit. Yeah, it's extremely popular. It's frame stucco. Yeah, maybe this would be a topic for another show, but there's a product that's being invented now that's I gotta zip my lip on that. Because I know the inventor's family would murder me if I let the cat out of the bag too soon. We'll have to talk after the show.
Okay.
So
We'll talk after the show.
Yes.
So keep listening to the show because
yes,
eventually we're going to talk about it.
We will talk about it. Tucson will be early advance notice on this home product. So
Are you
we'll get
seeing
there.
a lot of green construction? I know there is.
So funny you ask.
Well, there's a lot of alternative
Yes.
too, right? So we
There
have.
are. Yeah.
Give us an idea of the type of things that you might run into on an inspection for someone who is thinking a little bit outside of the box without
Yeah.
telling us what you know.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, man, you're handcuffing me here verbally. Well, okay. You've got your typical, high energy. You got your like just for energy efficiency. I'm going to shift gears slightly. For those of you who are on the fence about getting an HVAC system, do it before January, because the minimum SEER rating for a HVAC system is going to basically it's going to be SEER. I think it's going to go SEER 14 as
Whoa.
an absolute basic. Anything above that, they're not going to. It's going to be illegal to install. So there's a whole bunch of products out there that don't meet the minimum SEER rating that they're just going to become unsellable.
So in the past, when they've had lead-based paint or the polybutylene pipes, they were allowed to use up that inventory even after.
No grace.
So you're saying
no grace.
no. So should we see some really good pricing then, maybe on some
Maybe.
leftover surplus
Probably.
items that have to be installed before January?
Probably. But then again, getting HVAC installed this time of year is probably going to be, just getting supply chain issues is going to be tough it's a tall order anyway. But your other question as far as, You see the most progress, I think, in terms of two types of products, two types of homes, manufactured homes that are built to be, Energy Star, et cetera. Or you also see there's a type of product that's it's basically called it's it's structural insulated panels. SIPS construction, I think it's the nickname for it. So SIPS is, you don't see it here very often, but structural insulated paneling is where the foam insulation on the wall, the walls are pre-constructed off-site.
Oh wow.
It's not a manufactured home. It's not a modular home. It's entire wall systems that are manufactured, sent out on a truck, and then assembled on site.
Wow. So
that's like all the conduit's already pre-done. All the conduit for PEX pipe and all your Romex wiring is all already done. So you assemble it. So yeah.
How often are you seeing those type of products when you're inspecting?
Man, around here, I haven't seen that in probably a couple of years. It's not very common here, probably because we have a lot of termites. And when if you get any kind of an ant species in those kinds of walls, good luck getting them out. There's almost impossible. So frame stucco is far more common. Going to a newer technology, probably we were about 4 or 5 years out from that. Something that's going to be termite proof. We'll talk more later. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay, then. More on that later. My uncle actually, years ago, built a house that was kind of a foam block that he poured concrete into.
Yeah. Tried doing the other way around. Concrete with foam in it. But, yeah. I got to stop talking.
Yes,
you got to stop talking. Okay.
Older homes.
Well, let's just put it this way. Here's just a teaser I can say. The technology is so good. The house is self-powered. The hydrocell battery, capable of being completely off-grid, and is termite-proof and has a negative carbon footprint.
Wow.
A negative carbon footprint.
Wow. Hey, Mike, how does people get a hold of you, buddy, in your company?
Area code 520-330-9703 is my phone number, or Michael at HorizonInspectionsLLC.com is my email.
We'd like to thank one of our great sponsors, Mike Oakland from Horizon Inspection, for coming on the show today. And if you're looking to buy or sell your home, or you have any questions concerning real estate, we would love to help you. Please call Sandra or myself from Indy Realty. Call Sandra at 520-850-1725, or myself at 520-908-7711.
904.
What did I
Don't do it.
say?
They're snakes. They're snakes. You can't trust them. Totally kidding. They're the best.
Well, where did I get the 8
Give
from?
them a call.
Welcome back to the show. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Sandra Ray, and our guest host is Patricia McClay. She happens to be my youngest beautiful sister. Can you say hi on the radio?
Hello, everyone.
They're twins. They tell me they were not born the same year, but I swear they're twins.
Thank you so much. But what we're going to do right now is that we have a new guy on the show, and he works for Complete Flooring. He's actually the owner. His name is Bob Morken. Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
Oh, thank you. Good. A little bit nervous to be on the radio for the first time.
It's all fun, man. We're going to have a great time, and if not, we'll sit there. I'll blame myself that we don't have a good time. So I'll let Sandra start quizzing you.
Yeah, there's no quiz. There's no test.
And it begins.
Bob, tell us how long you've been in Tucson.
Well, let's see. Since 1970. So born in Minneapolis in 66. 1970, the family moved back to Tucson. I say back to Tucson because my mom and dad met at the University of Arizona.
Oh,
Great.
nice.
All right.
Yeah. So grew up here in Tucson and went to school in Arizona. I won't mention the school.
Okay, we thank you for
I know
that.
what I know what town I live in.
We were going to show you the door. Let's be honest.
And then I worked overseas in Germany for 14 years.
Wow.
And came back to Tucson, then married, wife,
You have
3
to
daughters.
You have to mention their names, man.
Yvonne, Annika, Maya, and Rania are my daughters. Yvonne is my wife. And we moved here in 2004
Uh-huh.
and worked in commercial real estate up until 2017. Still
Wow.
have a toenail in the business, and then bought Complete Flooring. So been selling and installing floors ever since.
And how long is it that you've been in the flooring business then?
Well, since 2017.
Okay.
Right.
Wow, that's a pretty long time. That's pretty good. How big is your company?
Oh, I think we're probably a mid-sized Tucson flooring dealer.
Uh-huh.
Not the biggest in Tucson and not the smallest. We have a 3,000 square foot showroom
Mm-hmm.
across from the Costco gas pumps off Costco Drive near Thornydale.
Great.
And we sell and install throughout southern Arizona. That's a big exaggeration. I'd say wider Tucson.
Okay.
So we go down to Green Valley, we go to Sahuarita, most of the East Valley, and of course, since we're on the northwest side of Tucson, we serve Marana, Oro Valley, Catalina Foothills, out to Saddlebrook.
How about Red Rock?
We do occasionally do jobs out in
Okay.
Red Rock. So
And what
Yeah.
about the east side? Are you coming out to our place?
we do. So if you mean the Tanque Verde Valley,
Yes.
we do a few jobs out there every month, but we're mostly in the heart of Tucson,
Okay.
northwest side.
Awesome.
We like the Tanque Verde Valley.
We like you too.
You may come into our showroom. I promise if you make the drive, you'll get some great coffee, so come in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Good thing to know.
Yeah.
All right.
So you mentioned to me that you have a program that's really great for real estate.
So we were talking about realtors. It wasn't so much a big business for us in the boom times of as the real estate market was booming. But now, as it seems to be slowing down a little bit, we offer a program for realtors and sellers of homes. If they need to get the carpet replaced in the home, we offer the ability to do that pretty inexpensively. And what makes the program unique is the seller doesn't have to pay us until closing.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
we essentially finance the seller. We offer to come in there, let the seller or the realtor pick out one of 4 carpets, and we'll replace all the carpet in the home, try and give it a fresh look that might help the listing, might help a quicker sale.
Good job.
And then we'll wait until closing to get paid.
That's actually really helpful, I think, for a lot of
Right.
people that just don't have the funds to do the upgrades. And
And it can
flooring's
be
big.
it can be the case that a person is real estate rich and cash wise and
I
wants
like that.
wants to preserve their cash flow, particularly in this environment, and that can be in a way to quickly get a nice upgrade of the home.
Yeah.
Pat, you have something you want to ask?
I have a question. I live in Philadelphia, so my husband and I are looking to buy new flooring, right? So, what questions should we ask to someone who's coming into our home to sell us carpet or flooring? Because we had somebody who told us it was like $35,000 for 33 square feet or something.
30,000.
Well, first of all, I wish we served Philadelphia. And
Me too.
There's
Me
always
it's a
the
too.
little bit
future.
outside of
Always
our driving distance. If we tried to calculate a trip charge for that, we'd be in big trouble. In any case, so I would suggest if it's 30, I assume it's 3,300 square feet,
Yeah.
and they're asking 35,000. So that's maybe $10-11 a square foot. That is a price that should get you a hard surface. Think luxury vinyl plank, click together floating. Think laminate, similarly click together floating. Maybe a glue down luxury vinyl plank, depending on the home, throughout the entire home. So that would be one single floor all throughout the home. What would be included in that is the tear out of the carpet, but probably not tear out of other hard surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
They're more time consuming. They create heavier waste. So there's typically an upcharge for tear out of hard surfaces. But for 35,000, 3,300 square feet, the way to think about it, $10-11 a square foot, you should be able to get a good hard surface in there, or one of the most expensive carpets that's on the market.
Would
But
that
if
be
you're
a
gonna do
designer
this-
carpet? What is that?
Louis
I'd
Vuitton or somebody.
Yeah. I'm kind of making a bunch of assumptions here. So I'm assuming it's a single-story home. I'm assuming it's a concrete subfloor. Philadelphia is not Tucson, Arizona, where we have a lot of single-story homes and concrete slabs. Suspect that you might have a home sitting on posts with trusses and a wooden subfloor. It might even be two-story.
Yeah, you
Two
nailed
story.
it.
Okay.
Nailed it.
So not familiar with their prices, but
It makes a difference. That's what I'm hearing
it
you
does.
say. It really makes,
a difference on the installation and the costs involved, and significantly the floor prep. Assuming that the expenses aren't too great on floor prep, that should get you a good hard surface
We're here
floating
with
floor.
We're here with Bob Morken, who is from Complete Flooring, who's the owner. We'll be back on the other side. He has some great questions for Bob and talk a little bit more about flooring. We'll talk to you in a minute. We're back. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Ray, Sandra, and Pat. And we're here with Bob, who is the owner of
Complete flooring.
Boom. See how to get that emphasis on Complete Flooring. Bob, I've seen a couple of homes, and they had engineering hardwood. What does that entail? What do you know about that?
Sure. So wood floors are very popular, or remain popular. It's probably the most desirable floor as a result of HGTV's popular programs about renovating homes to sell them or for people to move into. In the Midwest, in Philadelphia, you often have solid hardwood floors. Out here in the Southwest, I would specifically say the Sonoran Desert. Think Tucson, Phoenix, Albuquerque, Las Vegas, where we have a relatively dry climate in the winter and then a huge swing up in humidity in the summer during monsoon seasons. Most of the manufacturers will not warrant solid hardwood floors in homes. There are some exceptions. The vast majority will, though, warrant engineered hardwood. The difference is the core. A solid piece of wood, understandably, wood core. An engineered piece of hardwood will have a wood core, but it'll be a different material and in different layers than the surface that you see.
Wow.
So an engineered hardwood
Wow.
with multiple layers pressed together under high heat and pressure creates a more stable and dense core than a solid piece of wood. That more stable and dense core can withstand greater swings in humidity that we experience here where we have monsoon seasons. So in our showroom, we sell engineered hardwood. The surface layer on most of our products is thick enough that it can be sanded and refinished just like a solid piece of
nice.
wood.
That's good.
But significantly for our climate, it can withstand greater swings in humidity, and the manufacturers will warrant that product installed in Tucson and Phoenix, Albuquerque, Las Vegas.
So I've always wondered, I mean, we think of wood as being something that is dinner for termites. Is that an issue with putting wood on a slab where you may have cracks in the slab? Will termites come up and eat those wood floors?
As every realtor in Tucson knows, it's not if you will get termites.
It is when.
It is when
Let
you
me
will get
finish that
termites.
sentence for you.
This is why every clued-in homeowner has a termite warranty. So that's a funny answer to your question, which is, sure, you can get termites that come up and attack the wood. The way to avoid that is the same way you avoid it anyway if you have a termite warranty, in that you have a good company come out and periodically check and treat for termites. If the worst happens and a termite comes through and takes out one of your planks of wood, you'll see it. And fortunately, if you bought the floor from us, you'll have a few extra planks in the home. And you can give us or anyone who knows what they're doing a call, and they can come out, take out one plank, put in another plank. I should add one additional bit of information. When we install wood, we only glue it down. And that's important for two reasons, not related to termites. Firstly, glued down, the wood will expand and contract less, even in our monsoon season. So there is less chance of the wood failing as a floor. The second reason is the glue itself is a moisture mitigation system. That means it prevents moisture vapor from coming up through the earth, through your slab, and damaging the wood. So when the wood's glued down, going back to the termites, and you go to replace a piece, it's pretty easy for someone who's skilled in doing so to replace a single plank, and afterward the floor will look good as new.
That's awesome.
Let
I
everybody
did
know
not
that
know
we're
that.
here. Let everybody know that we're here with Bob Morken of Complete Flooring. He's doing a great job.
Struggling with his chair.
Hey, I have a question for you regarding the quality of flooring products. So can you kind of speak to the quality when you do have maybe someone who's come in and they've, purchased a home to flip it, and the quality of the products that they're putting in versus maybe the quality that a homeowner who's looking at staying in that home for 10 or 20 years might be purchasing from you?
Sure. I have to be diplomatic in how I
Good job.
formulate
We
this.
appreciate
We appreciate that. Yes, please do.
So the folks who are doing new construction, all the big production builders, and the ones who are working in renovating homes for the purpose of flipping it are very good at selecting products that look awesome.
Mm-hmm. I say it has a new car smell when you walk into houses
absolutely
and stuff,
does.
and they look gorgeous. I mean, really, truly, they
That's
look
right.
fantastic.
Universally, they tend to spend the least amount of money on the material, going for the biggest visual impact they can get. The challenge when it comes to quality is how the material holds up, and that'll first be seen in carpet that begins to flatten out in high traffic areas. Think the first few feet into the master bedroom, or in a living room that everyone's walking through. And it'll show up in laminates or luxury vinyl planks when they're exposed to laminates to water, luxury vinyl planks to heat or direct sunlight with expansion and contraction. So those less expensive materials will show wear and change more rapidly than a more expensive, higher quality material. So if we're talking about carpet, if you chose a higher quality fiber, say a nylon over a polyester, you're looking at much longer wear and much longer texture retention before the carpet will need to be replaced. And it could be as long as 15 or 20 years. A high quality carpet, well taken care of, will last that long. That's not what anybody puts in a new construction home or a flipped home. And in the case of hard surfaces, I've purposely left out stone and tile and wood, but in luxury vinyl plank and laminates, yes, that quality will show up in how the material performs over time pretty quickly.
What about tile? I know when my son did the tile in his house, I got quite an education from him because he had went somewhere where someone took the time to explain the difference to him between a tile that had a print on the surface and one that if you did have a scratch or something, the color would still remain the same on that. Can you speak to that for us?
Sure. When we talk with customers about tile, oftentimes they first ask about the difference between ceramic and porcelain. Both are wonderful for inside the home. But in the instance where you want a living room tile to go out onto the patio to open up a sliding glass door and have an indoor-outdoor feel, then you have to go with porcelain, a more dense product that can withstand, again, moisture and not absorb any, and then were it to freeze overnight, would not crack. In the case of what you're speaking to, that's color body porcelain. So it's if you could imagine, you have ceramic, then above that in quality porcelain, and then in the world of porcelain, there's also further subcategories, one of which is color body.
Mm-hmm.
What they do with a color body porcelain is they take a dominant color of the pattern on the surface and carry that through the bisque during the manufacturing process, with the intention that should the surface get a chip, that chip will blend with the rest of the surface. So certainly an attractive option.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I should reveal that when we tear out tile, it's usually because of the look. The look is old, dated, small format, production grade builder tile. Just doesn't look very attractive. The places where we almost always find cracked or chipped tile, assuming that it was installed correctly, is right in front of the oven and right in front of the sink. Because in front of the oven, somebody pulled out a turkey and let go. And because right in front of the sink at the end of Thanksgiving, which was really a good party with a lot of family,
Right.
maybe a little wine, somebody was washing that pan and let it go.
Right. That makes sense to me.
If you buy the tile and let us install it from us, then we'll certainly leave you with some tile left over so that 10 years later you can call us back or call anyone who knows what they're doing, and they can take out an individual chipped tile in front of your oven or your sink and put in a fresh new tile that looks exactly like all the rest of them there in the kitchen and regrout that area, and you're good to go. So that's sort of a long-winded way of saying, sure, color body porcelain is certainly better than regular porcelain, but if it's not in your budget, porcelain is a wonderful tile, and there are solutions for the issue of chips.
Right.
How does someone get a hold of you, Bob?
So you can come by our showroom. That's the best. We're open every day, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to 4, and Sunday, 9 to 3.
What's the address?
3821 3821 West Costco Drive.
Okay.
Think of the Costco on the northwest side of Tucson, off of Costco Drive next to Thornydale. And if you were pumping gas at that Costco, you would be looking at our showroom.
Okay.
Awesome. Is there a phone number?
Yes, area code 520-219-2549.
Okay, we want to thank you so much, Bob, for coming. Thank you. We had a great time with you. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. We'd like to thank our sponsors for the show. We'd like to thank Horizon Inspection, Indy Realty, Inspired Life Mortgage, Regal Pest Control, Atomic Nutrition, and Sweet Little Chef. Remember, if you have any real estate needs, don't forget to get a hold of Ray and Sandra from Indy Realty. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next week.